Hello peoples, and welcome to Phrozen Gaming. As you can see, that's a delightful little warning thing to start off with. I did record the initial start of the game where it gets you to agree that you consent to basically what you're going to be presented with in this game. It had this whole thing where if you have anxiety or suffer from depression that you should not really play this game. And yeah, so if you are those people, I recommend not watching this video. Well, this one's alright, I'm pretty sure further in the game it gets much worse. And so the reason on the, just turn it down a bit, it's a bit loud in my ears. So basically the reason why I want to play this game is I had seen some of the videos from the Game Grumps of them playing this game, and it was very entertaining sort of thing, but I kind of had it playing in the background while I was doing other stuff just to keep me preoccupied while I was doing that. Well, not preoccupied, but I don't know, somewhat entertained. But I found that they constantly went off story, so like they would say their own sort of things instead of saying just what was mentioned in the story. So it was very hard to follow the actual concept of the game. But it wasn't until I saw a video by Etika, this guy who does live stream on YouTube, mainly of Switch games. He played this, and then he did a short video talking about his experience with the game, how after he played it he suffered nightmares and he was deeply concerned about one of the characters or something like that, and it really piqued my interest. And then I jumped onto Steam and found out it was free, so I decided, alright, I'm going to find out what he's talking about. So I've completely avoided watching any of the Game Grumps videos or Etika's playthrough of this, just so it's fresh in my, well, a fresh playthrough for me, because I've had bad experiences when it's come to watching endings of games in regards to what's it called, BioShock Infinite, which has an amazing ending, which I found out from a top 10 best endings in video games compilation. And then I was like, oh man, that was an awesome ending. So I went back and I was like, alright, so the ending's already spoiled for me. There's no way it's gonna be any worse if I just watch what the ending is. And it spoiled it even more and made the ending so much more better than what I originally had seen. So I'm not doing it that way this time. I am going to play this game from beginning to end. Why are the spots jumping? Not exactly a demanding game. And yeah, do the playthrough myself to experience it for myself. And you're welcome to come along for the ride. As you can see, the whole pink dots and the whole way they've done the title and the way the characters look, there's nothing hinting towards something that would be depressing or, you know, nightmare creating about this game. So let's get in there and get started. My name is Phrozen. Okay. Hey, I don't know if I should do the voices for this game, because as you can see, it's the cast is majority of females, and I don't want to be going like this the whole time. I don't know, we'll see how we go. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. Nick. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today. but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. And that sounds like the complete opposite for me. But if she is going to chase after me like this, I almost feel bad. I feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Ha ha! What's that? Ha ha ha! Ha ha! I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. I don't know. Eh? You say that like you're thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Phrozen. Well, it's people... If people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Phrozen, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? Oh. I told you already. I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you were going to join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she is going on about. And doing the whole How I Met Your Mother, how the dialogue voice is different to the actual person's voice. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET. NEET? A NEET. I don't know what a NEET is. In a few years, because you're not used to the real world. I remember them searching what a NEET was on Game Grumps, but I completely forgot what it is now. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs that makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori. Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. Okay. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori? Yay! Yeah! Yeah? Sorry. I saw the face and I saw the yeah, and I just thought it was like a yay, yeah. Not a yeah, not a like a inquisitive yeah. There's no way I'm going to your club. Yeah, meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. Did I say principal before? I don't know. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please! Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. Hopefully that get picked up. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes! Let's go! And thus, today marks the day I sold myself for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here! I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Girl 1. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure to meet you. I don't know what sort of voice is that, but why not? Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Phrozen. What a nice surprise. Already I'm starting to forget the voices. Welcome to the club. ... All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry? Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She is also one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly in my ear, then turns towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki.
Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monika, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you, I stuffed up my name. Phrozen? Monika smile. Well, that's me.
Monika smiles sweetly.
Okay.
We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year.
Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little...
You too, Monika.
Come sit down, Phrozen. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well?
The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table.
As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet.
Yuri.
Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori, which just makes sense, I guess. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Wow! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray and reveals a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were made to make ears. Oh, were used to make the ears. Sakyat! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Eh, well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. Jeez. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking at the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself.
This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Well, why are you thanking me? It's not like I...
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
Made them for you or anything?
I thought you technically did, Sayori said.
Well, maybe. But not for, you know, you dummy.
Alright.
I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray.
You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
Okay. I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know...
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. It's alright, I guess.
I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at you. Or smiles at me. So sometimes my brain can get ahead of my eyes. So my brain interprets what it thinks the words are going to be, instead of just waiting to see what the words actually are. Anyway, it seems like all these girls are interested in me for some reason. What is that sound? It's raining.
Close some windows. My window is kind of open enough for someone to look in and think I'm looking at like hentai or some crap. That's fun. Okay. Windows are closed. It's a bit warmer in here now. Hang on. Are we back?
Had to ensure that my door was open enough so my little fur child could get out. It's a cat, by the way. A black fluffy cat by the name of Ninja. He's a cheeky boy. So what made you consider the literature club?
I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so...
That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? Okay, I'm kind of still deciding what the voices are. I think she's going to have like the most... like... I don't know, like... like a teaching sort of voice? I don't know what to actually describe it as. Like, kind of like the most normal... I don't... what's a normal voice? Well, anyway, I can't even think of their names. Yuri will have like a long drawn sort of voice. Natsuki will be, you know, kind of stuck up cow sort of voice. I don't know how else to explain, like a, I don't know, like a sassy sort of person, young person. And Sayori? Yeah, Sayori will have like the kawaii sort of voice, I guess. Those are my descriptions of the voices I'm trying to go for, so I don't know. As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year?
Ahaha! Damn it. Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. I feel like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare the year for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement.
Then I'm surprised that there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Oh, right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it.
Well, they've basically all got the same voice, haven't they?
You know it.
I'll give her more of a nasally voice, I guess. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they are all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature.
So Phrozen.
I try not to make us sound, I don't know, like those phone sex voices. I'm trying to avoid that, but here we go.
So Phrozen, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well, books.
Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that.
Manga?
I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perked up. It looks like she wanted to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change.
What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile.
Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story is in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up and she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. I think I read that wrong, but oh well, you guys would have read it. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Yeah, it is pretty cool. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I read a horror book once.
I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Why is that? Well, I just... Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give that back! Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori sidles, I guess, up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute!
Natsuki? You write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Well, you wouldn't like them.
Ah, not a very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
I feel like her voice is like those, I don't know if you have this wherever you guys live, but in Australia, some of the morning shows, they have these segments in them where they'll have like some sort of psychic come on and start reading out your astrology, it's astrology, isn't it? The whole cancer, it's called Gemini, Taurus and all that stuff. Is it astrology? Astronomy is the actual study of stars. I can't remember. Anyway, well, and they'll have this usually lady, like as far as I've ever seen it, it's always been this lady. She's like softly spoken and talking sweetly, and all your dreams will come true when you meet Mr. Right this week. Things like that. That's kind of what her voice is reminding me of. Do you have any writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Oh, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay. I have an idea, everyone. Darn, darn.
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika.
I have to remember I have to use my own voice for the thing. I almost went into my character's voice. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah! Let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Okay. Isn't that right, Phrozen? Monika smiles warmly at me once again.
Hold on, there's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. Oh, they're not happy.
They're not happy. And I guess with that I'm going to end this video here, and we'll see what happens next in the next episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. It's pretty obvious that I want to join the Literature Club, or am I going to go into battle against them or something? I don't know. We'll find out next episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and until I see you guys next time, stay frosty.